massage, especially working on feet. So go ahead and get your partner laying face down on the mat. We're going to go ahead and start up standing. You can come to the, actually, Cody, could you move up closer towards the head so I can have a little more room back here? Thank you. All right. So make sure that your receiver's feet are flat. Also, receiver, if at any point you feel anything that feels painful, givers, if you feel anything painful, stop. We don't ever want to do anything that causes any pain. We're going to come in and just do some little pressing here on the feet. And Cody, let me know, give me any feedback. Taryn, same for you. Give us any feedback if you feel uncomfortable, if it's too much pressure, okay? We only want to give as much as our receiver can receive. We meet them where they are. So I'm using the toes of my feet, the pad, the ball here, and the toes as I'm pressing in to the arch of Cody's feet. And I'm doing a rhythmic back and forth. Saying hello, warming up the tissue. After you feel like you've kind of been here for a minute, feet are starting to soften. Cody, how's that feeling? Liking it? Okay. Cody was having a little plantar fasciitis, so I was trying to find some inspiration for what to work on today. And I knew that Taryn and Cody were going to be here. And so I went ahead and asked what he was having, and he's saying some plantar fasciitis, so here we are. I'm going to come down to my knees. And we're going to do just some pressing up. Same kind of thing, some rhythmic, using the palm. Go ahead and come up to the ankles. Oftentimes when we have pain in the bottom of the feet, it's actually coming from your calves or your muscles across the shins. So you need to also give the lower leg attention to release the pain that we're having in the bottom of the feet. As you are working on the calves, do remember that most people's calves are very sensitive. I'm going to go ahead and slide between Cody's feet and give myself a little space so he knows where I'm at. For Cody, I know that his legs are really tight, so I'm just going to sit more on my feet. If your receiver would like more pressure, you can go ahead and stack yourself more on top of your hands. As you're moving up the calves, if you find something nice and dense, you can kind of hang out. Josh, when's the last time you've done some Thai massage? Been a while?
A couple years.
Yeah.
Probably.
Met Josh over at the Thai Jam back when we used to do it in person.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I can't tell.
Yeah. Josh was my favorite trade partner. Back then he was a music teacher. Do you do any music anymore?
Not right now. I'm taking a break.
There you go.
Mostly just writing.
There you go. Taryn's never given any Thai massage, so I like how it's going to have an authentic give.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we want...
Memorizing everything, right?
Yeah.
I'm paying attention.
So we're going to skip this area right behind the knee. And we're going to go right above it and press into the hamstrings. We're doing this just to give, you know, the back of the body a little... Your knees feeling funky? Okay, perfect. Yeah, and go ahead, receivers, if you feel your knees are funky, go ahead and adjust your legs in the way you need to. The last thing we want to do is cause any issues with the knees. So we're just going up to the hamstrings, giving them a little softening. Start working your way back down. Today we're doing 2 30-minute trades so that you can feel the work and give the work. Do a little bathroom break in between, switch up partners. And we'll do a second trade. So Cody's legs naturally rotate, his toes rotate in. So if your partner has something similar to that they rotate in or out, just be aware as you are working. And also be aware of what you're feeling underneath your hands right now as you're working the calves. When we were preparing to start the recording, I already started to soften Cody's legs a little bit. I can tell this left leg is still a little tight.
Yeah, that feels awesome. I just got back from a trip to Italy, so
Is
I
it
was
sensitive?
walking like 20,000 steps a day. So I think this is much needed.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Just need me to lighten up a little bit, Cody? Okay. Everybody's ability to receive pressure is different, but pretty generally most people have sensitive calves, very tight.
Do you notice it any more in the left and the right?
That was similar.
Yeah.
I want to just like fight through the pain towards it.
Mm. Start making your way back down towards the feet. Working these arches. I'm using the thumb, the pad here, and I'm kind of pressing and spreading open. But everyone does things a little different. You can see how Josh is doing his a little different. Do what feels good for you. Be creative. The only wrong way to do something is if it's hurting either you or your receiver.
And the more parts you learn to use, the less tired you get.
Amen.
That makes
Mm-hmm. As I'm pressing, I'm kind of going towards the outer edge of his feet, just warming everything up. Just follow where your receiver's tension is. You feel some tense, thicker muscle. That might be a good place to kind of hover and hang out. So once you get down to the toes, we can go ahead and flip our receiver over.
I'm going to see you flip them over.
All right. So just let your receiver get settled. Are you comfortable there with the body pillow? We're going to stay right here at our receiver's feet and kind of get a grasp on the heels. And you can do a nice traction back. We're not muscling through. We're just using gravity, just sitting back on your feet. Stretch your neck out a little bit as a giver. Give yourself some space. Let your arms stretch. Have a little neck adjustment there. You can reset. Come back and do another little pull. This is some great traction. They'll feel this in their low back. If your receiver's not wearing socks, you might be doing a nice little slide on the feet. That's good. As long as your receiver likes it, good stuff. It's breaking up adhesions. So go ahead and bring the feet to the floor right next to you. I use my hands. I use my thumb, actually, to be exact, as I'm pressing these lines on the feet. I should have specifically asked Robert for that image, but just imagine your hands will naturally fall on these lines. And so right now I'm starting on the most medial line of the foot. And I move slow and rhythmically. It's a lot easier to release things you're holding if your giver is kind of rhythmically going in and out. Pressure good, Cody? Cool. So after you get up to the toes, you found some spots, you might hover and kind of like hang out.
Do the spots just feel more dense?
Yeah, more dense. You can feel like the tightness in the bottom of the foot. I'm going to go back to the heels and start a new line. I'm going to start just a little bit more towards the midline of his foot, this next line.
This feels way better than the pedicure massage I had earlier today.
always wish I could go in there and consult and just be like, here's how you should massage my feet and lower legs, please.
Yeah.
Less bones, more muscle. You can sit here and do some thumb pressing to the heels. But if your thumbs are hurting, give them a break. Don't do anything that feels bad. You can use more of your palms if you don't want to use thumb press. You can even come to one foot. Work a single foot in an area that you're finding. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm like, I want to get off my feet. So we're just going to sit on our bottoms.
Is that too intense, or is that pretty
No,
light?
that feels wonderful.
Feel in the middle, like
Let's take a little more.
How about you, Cody?
Does feel
You want more pressure? Or is that good? I typically know with Cody, I should probably always take it back a half step. So you can see Josh has switched over to his elbow. He's doing some elbow points in Taryn's foot. That is awesome. I never use my thumbs anymore doing mat massage. These bad boys are just pressing like nobody's business. When using your elbow, make sure you use the flat part. Be careful of the point. Some people love that point. I'm going to switch feet and go to this other foot. I'm just doing some pressing along his lines, rolling his foot open. How's that feeling through there, Cody? Yeah. I'm gonna kind of come back, and whenever you feel like you're ready, do a little reset, little traction. You can bring the balls of your receiver's feet to your shoulders. Do a little stretch, lean forward. You can do one shoulder forward, one shoulder back. Does it? And as you'll find, if this is your first time, you'll kind of have to get situated with how you get your shoulders in place with the receiver's feet. You'll get it. Just lean forward, get that good stretch. Don't be shy. Unless your receiver has had a recent sprain or anything along those lines, it should be good to receive it. Feel free to bring your feet and curl the toes. Is that okay, Cody? I'm just testing his mobility in his feet, giving a little stretch across the front, giving his toes a little attention. What's happening there? A little sensitive?
a little bit.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and go to the side. I'm going to start on the right side of the body. And we're going to get those calves loosened up a little bit more. As at the same time, we're going to work these shin muscles. So the way I do it is I'm working on his right side. So I've got my left leg kind of at that, I'm going to either have my leg out like this or out behind, whatever's comfortable. And we're just going to kind of roll. I use the palms of my hands and I'm pushing on the shin, the front of the shin where there's nice beefy, meaty muscle right here. Robert probably gonna put some anatomy up on. Normally I can see the screen to see what he's putting up, so I just know he's doing it.
We have
I have faith he's doing it because I can't see it today, but it's all good. So as you're pushing you are moving the leg across your leg underneath, correct? You're rocking it across, working the calf. This is a tighter leg. And so at the same time, I'm pushing this muscle across the top of his shin. I'm also working his calf into my leg. So I'm going to start high up on his leg, on his calf, as I'm just rocking it. I'm just kind of feeling it out. I'm feeling how tight he is on the front of his shin. Sensitive here. So for Cody, I'm going pretty light. I'm just kind of rocking. Right now, my focus is mainly working on his calf. Just because is the front of your leg that's more sensitive than the back? It's calf? Okay. Well, I guess I'll work his shin more than his calf, but it's all pretty.
I like this because sometimes all I want, I just feel like I want someone to just like squeeze my entire leg. And
There you go. So since Cody's having issues with his calves being pushed on, I'm going to go ahead and find a nice spot here at the top of this muscle in the shin. I'm going to use this flat part of my elbow. I'm going to just place it right here. I'm just going to apply some pressure. Is that pressure good, Cody? Depending on how tight your receiver's legs are, if Cody wasn't so tight, I'd probably still be rocking the leg and warming it up. But since he's so tender and sensitive right now, I know that for now I need to do some more steady holds to let his legs kind of release and let go. You'll see Josh could probably do some different things because I doubt Taryn's legs are feeling quite as sensitive. I know that she's sore, but she has a little bit higher pain threshold currently with the state her legs and feet are in. So I think it's great that you can see two different ways that we're working so that you can kind of see your receiver may be able to take more and you can move a little quicker.
Yeah, I'm actually using a ton of leverage right now. I've got my leg against my elbow,
Nice.
against my hand.
Just hanging
and
out.
I just kind of lean, press. So I barely have to work at all.
There you go.
Gets a good amount of pressure. And I'm more in his pain tolerance. I would probably be screaming.
Yeah.
Doing this, but
Okay, noted.
but this is probably just right for her.
There you go. So I'm slowly just moving. I'm
So guys are
more sensitive
do you think so?
for the most part.
Like women will get in there.
Hey, there's lots of ladies that can barely receive any pressure.
Really?
Yeah, Danielle works with us and she normally does the tie jams with me and I just always have to pump the brakes when I'm working with her because she refers to herself as a baby. Baby's pressure is what she handles.
Yeah,
So-
it really depends.
Yeah. So I'm kind of starting to rock too much. Try to rock back and forth. I'm going to lighten my pressure a little bit so Cody can handle it. I may just stay in one place. But if your receiver can handle more pressure, you can kind of start going back and forth with your elbow. Your flat part of your elbow, we're trying to open these muscles and get them to release. You can reach out with your right hand, flex the foot, do some movements. Poor guy, Cody's been dating me for 3 years and has never really gotten a massage from me, so
What?
he's nice and tight. Sorry, babe.
Is that true?
He's never had a full massage, like a full 3 hour.
Give him that.
So this work is really boring to watch, right? But when you're talking about, we are just leaning here,
Mm-hmm.
and you never think that your shins are part of the reason why your feet hurt, but it is. Shins and calves. So how's this work to receive? Are you guys super bored? You feeling good? Good. Definitely boring work to give, but it's okay.
It feels very relaxing. And I dream of a foot massage every day.
Don't we all, honey? Do realize that as you get towards the ankle, the muscle gets a little thinner. Just press on your receiver with love and kindness. Is it feeling any better? Still feeling pretty sensitive underneath? Huh? Sore. Okay. Well, we can go ahead and switch to the other foot. Or the other leg, shall I say.
Bad.
Move all these out of the way for you. All right. So
By the way, if you notice me holding your knee too far hyperextended, okay, every once in a while I don't think to keep the knee up a little bit.
All right, so same thing on the side. We're gonna kind of get it a little side seating. If you need to have your legs straight, feel free. I feel comfortable like this. And I'm just using my palms again. I'm just pressing. Is this leg easier?
Yeah, this one.
Not as sensitive? Wonderful. Standing on ladders all day? Oh,
Oh,
many things.
super
Yeah.
I was about.
So what you can't see is that this area here, my leg is creating this compression between Cody's leg. So I'm actually doing some great calf softening here, sandwiching it between my hands and my leg. And I'm just kind of going up and down from foot to knee, softening, rolling. You can move your leg down a little bit. No.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Right? You help me afterwards. So once you feel like you've kind of softened up enough or you're bored of doing this, start at the top, find some nice thick muscle here. And we're going to use this flat part of our elbow again. If your receiver wants some craziness, the point is where you go, but most likely they probably would be happy with the flat. I'm using my left hand to support his leg so that it stays in place. Nothing like getting an elbow to the shin. We don't want that. But the muscle right next to it, yes, please. So I'm starting to kind of move back and forth. I'm trying to get this muscle to let go. Leaning in. You can go back and forth. There's no rules here. We're just trying to get these lower legs to soften. Woo, it's tight in there, boy. Pressure okay, Cody? Do you really? Mm-hmm. You're like, let me teach you really how to karate chop my legs. And I'm just working my way down the shin from the knee to the foot, finding good spot, sinking in, rocking back and forth. I don't know.
Yeah, I've gotten comfortable switching.
Josh, how many years did you attend the Thai Jam? That's awesome.
Probably
That's awesome. For those of you that don't know, Thai Jam was something that Robert had hosted for what, like 8 years, right? And we did it down at the One World Karate down at like Burnett and 183 pre-COVID, and then COVID happened and we stopped doing it and only came back recently online, live here with you at YouTube. But it's an awesome event. We'd come together and just like Josh, just came and learned how to do it just by being there and watching, and Robert instructing and getting creative and trying stuff, and super fun event.
Thai Jam. We specialize in human fixing.
So I'm gonna pull this foot back. You can even have your receiver if you want to move your foot around. Right? It's like some active pin and stretch, right? And one thing I hadn't really brought much attention to is as you're doing this, always think that you are coming in slowly and you're leaving slowly. If you're moving quickly in and out of deep compressions, it's going to be really intense for the receiver to handle. Their muscle might spring back. So we don't want to do that. We want them to get nice and relaxed. Get those feet feeling good. Ooh, it's too much? What, bone, or is it just tender? Okay. Can you relax it? There you go. Bless you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means it's working.
Robert, how late did we start today? Should I wrap it up here pretty soon?
No rush.
Okay. So that's feeling pretty good. I mean, since we have a couple minutes, I might as well show you some sideline, which is an easy way to kind of just work the calf and the foot. Because at this point, we'd sit here and do the same things we've been doing, kind of work it out. But let's go ahead and go into sideline position. Let me get you some pillow folded. I will show you. All right, let me take this pillow from you, Cody. We will start facing me. Just go onto your side. And I mean, you probably don't really need to bolster the leg, but we are. I mean, we'll be here long. Go ahead and put your bottom leg straight. Boom. Your top leg like this. And so you want to make sure you're bolstering your receiver just so they can lay comfortably. But this is a great easy one. If you're just trying to come in and your partner, roommate, friend is just wanting a quick foot massage, set them up like this. You can just come in with your palms again and just rhythmically go back and forth between calf and foot. Is that okay, Cody? So now we're working the inside part of the calf. Sensitive there? So I might just kind of hover here. Yeah, sideline's nice. I wasn't sure if I was going to throw it onto sideline just because there's really, it's like going all around the world, but here we are. We did it. I showed you all ways to work the foot no matter which way you're laying. The more you stack your body over your hands, the more pressure your receiver will be getting. I realize I'm giving Cody a little too much, so I'm going to sit on my bottom a little bit because really he doesn't want much. Is that better, Cody? If he asked for more, I'd get back on my feet. Actually, I'm going to get back a little bit. I'm using the palm of my hand as I'm going from calf to foot, just moving each around and finding some good areas to work on, both places. I found a good spot, got a little twitch. I'm just going to kind of hang out. I'm not trying to blast him with pressure. I'm just trying to hang out and get things to soften and release. Mm. Mm. You can trace your right hand all the way down as you're pressing down towards the Achilles. Another really easy way to do this, you can stand, keeping your foot on the floor and pressing the gas into the foot. Say your partner or friend is just laying there watching TV, they're like, rub my feet. We'll say, okay, get you a pillow, lay on your side. We can watch TV together and I'm gonna rub your feet just like this. I always try to teach my clients the lazy way to work on their partners so that they will be happy. Take a little massage home with them. There you go. Josh has a lot of experience. He knows how much pressure. So he's already working a little foot points to the calf. What's going on there, Cody? Okay. I was like, what's happening?
It's crazy because you know like exactly where this spot is.
Yeah.
Obviously, no.
That's why he was my favorite.
7 years of Thai gym.
7 years of Thai gym. This man has never gone to massage school. So for any of you out there saying you're nervous to work on your partner or friend because you didn't go to school, think about Josh here. Be Josh. There you go. Practice makes perfect.
It's honestly a skill that's stuck with you if you haven't done it in 2 years.
And honestly, one of the nice things about massage is people rarely complain about you wanting to practice.
Yeah, they really don't.
It's really a non-issue. If you're concerned about, not doing well,
Itch it.
when you're looking for volunteers, they're usually pretty happy to receive.
Yeah, Griffin was like, do you want to come? I said,
I was a little nervous trying to do any of this to Cody's calf, but this is a nice big broad. Big broad compression. Does that feel okay, Cody? Too much? I need to take it easy on you since I'm giving again. His little legs are going to be loosey-goosey. For the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and flip you to the other side, get the other foot going. That way we can switch up our partners and I'm going to go ahead and slide your foot back. Perfect. Comfortable? Go. So if your partner, your receiver was having issues with their hips, you could always work up here, but we're doing feet. So I'm going to go down here and work the feet. Feet day. I'm just leaning in, keeping my foot on the mat for support, to control pressure. Love you. So if you lose balance, gather balance, come back in for more. Yeah.
Robert, can you put that in a textbook?
What?
Surfing sideline. That's the name of this one.
Oh, there you go. He's doing a double compression
Can I
here.
be featured.
I'll put you on the cover.
Just feature me as the man who made surfing sideline.
Can totally do that. Does feel like you're
Just one of those
surfing.
info boxes on one page.
Is that too much? Oh.
We'll make it graphic. So anytime it comes up, I press the button and light comes popping up. In the background.
Surfing sideline.
Very serious face.
Just the smoothest creative website here.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. Oh, surfing sideline. Surfing sideline TM.
While Josh continues doing the standing compressions, I'm going to come down to my knees for those of you that may not feel as comfortable standing and doing compressions. For those of you that are just average guys and ladies wanting to work on one another, no experience, you might feel more comfortable starting here. Totally cool.
Doing this on me. You be on your knees with your hands. Just sort of all fours. Exact same thing, just you can control the weight a little bit. Just the palms.
Yeah.
One of the cool aspects of learning it is if you can take one thing and then figure out that there's 3 different ways to do it, then you like really understand it.
Boom.
So, like, okay, how can I press on the same place with
Too much?
3 different body parts?
You're just getting
or
comfortable.
3 different postures.
A little bit on the
A little less up
My
there.
weight. Once you're able to do that, you can kind of, it enables you to think creatively about it. Think one that works.
For you. Yeah. All right, so I know we are about at our bathroom break time, partner switch time. I know this leg got cut a little short. So sorry, you'll have to come back and finish this after the trade. We gotta stay on track a little bit here. So everyone go ahead and do your bathroom break, switch your partners, and we will be right back with you in just a minute. All right, guys, we are back. Are you ready? Let's get going. Get your receiver face down like so. Nice and comfortable. And we'll be here on our knees, using the palms of our hands. Oh, hey. Palms of your hands and just rhythmically go back and forth. This time I'm gonna have to go quite a bit lighter on Cody so that he is not sore for work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not good with super light pressure, people. I gotta be honest. It's really hard for me. So if you want to do more, you just kind of stack your weight over your hands. You get light pressure now. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I got you. This one's for you. So we're exploring the feet, right? We're just trying to see what's going on here. Where is my receiver holding tension? You find something good, you can kind of just lean. Hang out there. And as I lean, I'm like leaning and opening. Leaning and opening.
Oh, and I meant to say, even before you started, because it's just a normal thing. The number one thing for people that are new to this that they miss is they think that they are not doing enough, or that they are boring the receiver.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because the experience with the receiver is sort of like in slow motion in comparison to the person that's giving. Because the person that's giving is thinking it through, and when you think things through, you get ADD, and you're like, oh, should I do something else, do something new? But the receiver is just relaxing and soaking it up.
Yeah.
So it means that whenever you're the giver, you can almost always go way slower than you think, and that will turn out to be good. Yeah.
That makes
Like you literally run on different time scales.
It's very true. When you feel like their feet are, I can't get my words out. When you feel like the feet have been warmed and you're ready to move up, go ahead and start running to that Achilles, lower calf area.
I love Achilles. I don't know why.
me too.
But it's awesome.
You might want to bring your knees up between the feet so that way you're not straining your lower back. And also it's easier for you to stack your weight. You don't have our goal is to work less hard, right? Take it easy. We want it to be effortless as we're giving this work to our receiver. I'm just rocking back and forth. Oh, I found something good, so I'm going to come back to this right side. I'm just going to kind of hang out.
Try to find something. It's kind of
I feel cheap. Start by just looking for, just learning to perceive the difference between something that's harder and softer.
Yeah.
So just feeling any one muscle and feeling a place that's harder and a place that's softer. And over time, that informs most of it. It's just that simple. And all of this feels awesome.
So your hands are now your eyes, right? We're trying to see what's going on here. We're really having to, it's not just pressing into your receiver's body. It is really, you're feeling it. What is going on in the tissue below my hands? So if it's cold where you guys are, it's cold here, so everyone's bundled up. You will feel when you're getting to the back of the knee, the popliteal area. We don't want to press there. We're going to press right up to it, but we'll go right above it. And as you get up here, bring your knees up. There you go. And make sure, just how Cody just did, he naturally adjusts his knees because his knees were kind of getting all funky. And touching your receiver is fine. You know, we have my knees are touching his knees. I'm here stacking. It's good that he knows where I am, right? He feels secure and safe with what we're doing here. And I'm just rocking leg to leg. Tan, how are you feeling giving this? Does it feel Good. Very nice. What is it? Knees?
Yeah.
You want me to bolster your feet so they stop
No,
rolling? You
it's
okay?
you.
Uh-huh.
Try just taking it and trying to cover it and just sink into it for a while.
So put your other hand on his other leg. No, yeah, you can do that too. See, and you just kind of lean more on that leg, right? You're not forcing it. You're not muscling into it. You're just leaning into it. Right? It's interesting. Like as you hold a spot and you just sink in, the muscle might have like a quivering reaction where it's kind of fighting back, and that's its like last ditch attempt to hold on and stay tight. So you just keep holding on. It'll just let go. Just it's like, all right, I'm done fighting. You can kind of give it a break and come back and do some more sinking. And I'm going right up to where his legs meet his bottom. Cody has a wallet in his back pocket, so I'm just not going to press that into his body. So you'll see my right hand is not going up as high as my left hand did.
Is the majority of your pressure going into your, like,
Yeah. My fingers are just hanging out. Because think we don't want to push the muscle into the bone, because that doesn't feel good, right? Just
I
want to lean.
take that same thing, broader with more weight. The broader the surface, the more pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if somebody is, concerned with, if they say, it's too much pressure, sometimes it's not. It's a matter of surface area.
Yeah.
So it's like if your hand is like this, it's gonna feel way different than if your hand is like that. It changes the pressure completely. So surface area is a big way to control.
So I'm gonna bring Cody's legs back to me because they were kind of sprawled out. Unless that's what you needed because your knees, huh? Yeah.
So interesting how different. So you massaged my calves once, and you went back. It feels completely different the second time.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Things are
plus-
nice and
well,
soft,
plus
warm.
I'm getting more
The muscles
comfortable
pop.
with it,
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
acclimating myself to your leg.
Mm.
On of adapting.
Yeah. And we're gonna go ahead and flip after we get down to our feet. I said that a little fast because I want to go all the way down to Cody's feet. I've always been really big at going like one into the other. I don't like stopping in the middle of a muscle or stopping in the middle of a stroke. Go all the way down. I'll go ahead and Cody, you ready to go flip? So you get your partner flipped. You can shake them out a little bit if they need. Go ahead and reach behind their feet. I let them rest on my legs. I'm just gonna kind of lean back. CT, holding on to those feet, stretching them. Should be feeling it in your low back. Cody, since you're sitting up like that, are you still feeling it in your low back? Good. You can go ahead and whenever you feel like it, whenever you're done with that, you can set your receiver's feet down. I need to scoot back a little bit just so I can get, I want his feet to be right here where my hands are, right? So it's comfortable. So you can, with this kind of a hand, we're going to do some thumb pressing on the most inner line of his feet. And I press a spot and I move closer to the toes. I press a spot, I move one little spot closer to the toes. And I'm just going side to side doing this. And I sit on my feet all the time and I'm already kind of over-sitting on my feet. So I'm going to come down and sit like this. And I'm going to continue the work, right? Never do anything that hurts your body as a giver or a receiver. Always speak up, communicate. If your thumbs get tired, go ahead and switch over to palms. We are not here to make you hurt. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press up. I don't think I did this with the first trade, but we're going to do it now. Same way that we pressed up. Same way that we pressed up the back, we're going to press up the front. Using your palm, just palm pressing up. Being aware of the bone. We're pressing right inside the bone, but not on the bone. Is that okay, Cody? Now, if your person likes more pressure, you could thumb press up.
I think thumb.
I don't-
What do you think?
It's
It's
intense.
hard for me to like get my hand into the paint.
So,
You're pressing right along the bone, right?
so you can use your palm as well.
Mm-hmm.
You just lock out your arms and kind of like that. Make it really consistent. Yeah.
Ah. You can bring his legs a little closer to you, right? That'll help. Oh, you want them wider?
The more it feels like just kind of moving around.
Oh, his
You
knees.
wanna-
There you go. Sorry, I wasn't seeing
Yeah,
it.
that's better.
His knees were in, and you were doing the knees and legs out? I don't know.
Are you speaking Japanese?
It feel better to you as a giver?
I have more, state to work.
True that. I see what was happening. His legs were more like this.
Yeah.
And so you were trying to find stuff to work, but really
Yeah.
what you needed was the legs spewed open so you could work all this juicy,
Yeah.
juicy calf.
Now I can access.
I will get better at teaching in person. So we're just pressing up. All this stuff in here is also going to contribute to pain in the feet. We just want to soften it.
Nail on it.
And how do your fingers feel? Pretty good, huh? Not bad.
It's more so I'm not really like used to sitting like this at all.
Yeah, that's the hard part. And you can always kind of come up, just be aware that as you come up, it's going to be more pressure. So I'm like right above his kneecaps. I'm just doing little circles. And I know we're doing a foot massage, but how rude would it be to address the backs of the legs but not address the fronts? So do be aware that this area is very sensitive. It's sensitive on most people. So I'm going to sit back and not be so much over Cody. I'm just doing some quick presses, some quick slow presses.
Remember how I mentioned like the different times?
Yeah.
To give you an idea, what you got to there, that was about twice the speed of when you
Oh.
started. And that's what we all do at the
Right.
beginning.
We're like, okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Bye.
But over time, you get used to it. Feel the rhythm on it.
It is like our brands just have ABB.
Oh,
I mean, mine literally
yeah,
does.
we all do, yeah.
Does your back feel okay? Okay. If you ever feel yourself reaching too far, scoot your legs up, get closer to where you're working if you feel that. I'm gonna do some little circles right above his knees again. Yeah. And go back to pressing down towards the feet. I am ADD, so that's why I always get off track. My bad. But hey, I know our receiver appreciates that little bit of warming to the front of the legs. I'm gonna do a little more traction. Honestly, I do remember when I first started doing Thai massages, the sitting on the feet. That was some of this was the hardest part on the giving, just getting used to it. I'm gonna go ahead and put his feet on my shoulders. I'm holding his heels in my palms, and I'm just resting them so I can put one foot. See how I have one foot on each shoulder? I can control them. I'm just leaning in to stretch those calves. If you think you're doing it hard, Josh, is that enough pressure or could you take more? See, you feel like you've given a lot, but it's like you can just really lean forward into it. Cody, is that a good stretch? You can do one shoulder. If your neck starts bothering you as a giver, hey, I'm done with that. That's all you get. That's it.
I'm done with that. That's all you get.
Yeah. So just kind of stretch the feet, right? Kind of work the toes a little bit. And we're going to switch over into sideline position. Which honestly, if you're just going to do a quick little thing for your friend, partner, sideline is awesome because it's so effortless. You don't have to sit on your feet. What were you saying?
Doesn't it go by too fast?
It does go by too fast. So I use these yoga blankets. I think they're great. I fold them once and then one more time here. And I use this as a pillow. It's a nice supportive pillow. Cody can't use this body pillow. It would be too much sideline. I'm gonna go ahead and take this from you. And I'm gonna put this here for your head. We're gonna go into sideline position. You can go ahead and face towards me. You can fold it one more time, T. Boom. Yeah, and then put the folded side into his head. Oh yeah, perfect, because he's using the pillow. Fabulous. I'm a bit of a, I don't use the pillows in sideline because my head it's needy. Needs more support.
Time for the reverse sideline.
There you go. So I go ahead and pull my receiver's leg out so I just have my space. I'm just, sit however is comfortable for you. What we're doing is we're going to be pressing rhythmically from calf to foot. So if you want to get up over a little more, T, it might feel like you have more, like you're not having to push, like you're not having to muscle through. Your feet getting sore or tired?
Just my calves are sitting up.
So I'm to the, this is not normally where I would sit to do this work. I'm doing this so that Taryn can see what I'm doing a little better. Is it okay? Am I giving you too much pressure? Just going back and forth, working the inside of the calf. This is a really basic routine that you can do, watching TV, hanging out, chatting with your partner. You can see I'm right behind the bony structures, right? I can feel the bone here. I am sinking in my palm right behind it. You find something good, sink in, just hang out. You can even do some little, so say I'm sinking into Cody and I'm kind of pushing up towards his knee, right? Little shear. Cody, do you feel more tension towards your knee or towards your ankle? Towards the knee? Very cool. So ask questions like that. That can tell you where you need to work more, or say when you're sinking in, maybe shearing. You can barely tell that I'm doing it, but I'm just sinking in and shearing towards the knee. I know that his knee is feeling it. You can even shear, come up towards the knee and shear down towards the ankle. Pulling the muscles away from the knee. Is that pressure okay?
It feels better when you go down.
When I go down? There you go. Great feedback. Thank you. As a receiver, please always feel free to communicate. That is the biggest thing with Thai massages. Just giving your giver the best feedback you can so they can do what you need. It's your session. And I'm just working my way back down towards his foot, going through his calf to his Achilles. I prefer this style of massage so much more. Fingers can be far too much to receive in the calves, especially when they're tight. Please do not poke me with those fingers. And remember, you can also do standing. This is a really easy standing. So tired of sitting on my feet, my knees. And so you're keeping your heel on the floor and you're pressing the gas. There you go. Everything feel good, boys? Okay. Josh is taking a nap now.
That was me. He talked to me and said, "Are you sleeping?"
Cody's gonna have no legs by the end of this after an hour of foot massage. It's gonna be mush. Feeling good? You want to switch to the other side? You ready to try the other leg? Let's do a little rotation. You can keep going. Be careful of the popliteal. So right behind the knee. Oh, you're up higher. Cool. Very cool.
That part is always way more, well, not always, usually way
More
more
tense.
sensitive.
And if you're trying to use, if it's something is more sensitive,
It feels
if you
really
use,
good,
Yeah.
but
Be careful.
yeah.
if you use the arch of your foot versus like the pad or the heel, that's the more broad surface.
It's actually one of my favorite spots to get worked on. It's just like you go into it more gradually. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
She's like, uh-huh.
I'm like, that's great.
That's great. Let's rotate. So I'm pressing the top of his legs. I was waiting on us to all catch up. We're going to come down and we're just going to start here. And we're just hanging out, right? Slowly in, slowly back out. Remember what that felt like when you were just receiving this, and take that into how you give. Very thoughtful with your compressions. You could be texting right now. They would not even know it. Checking sports. What? Or you could just connect. It's fine. We can connect.
Okay,
But I'll tell you what, if you're going to step on my foot, you can check all the sports you want. I don't care.
If I want to serve, how do I do both feet at the same time?
Well, that takes balance. Do you have balance?
Not really, but we can try.
He also probably can't handle it.
So make sure that your right heel is on the ground.
Okay.
And only the front of the foot. Yep. Yeah, you're doing it.
Well, that's good for my leg too.
Mm-hmm. I'm not doing this to Cody. Cody gets not about it. He's like, if you step on my calf like that one more time, I have no legs. So I'm just going to come down to my knees and give a little rhythmic compression to his calf. Cody, is it feeling more tender towards your knee on this foot as well? Use your other hand to reach down and find the knee, and then you know. Don't be scared to find bony landmarks. A bony landmark.
I'll save that.
that too much pressure?
Close.
Cool. Some edge. Edge is a good word to use to describe where you are at a good place, you feel work happening, but any more would not be enjoyable. Yeah. So I found a spot here right at the top of Cody's calf. I can feel more dense tissue. And I'm just going to sink down and away from his knee, towards his foot. I'm shearing towards the foot. My left hand's just kind of hanging out, so I might as well do a big compression up here in the hamstrings, inner leg. Cody, is that too much?
No.
Now I'm going to move down towards his foot. Oop, I thought so. There's a good spot right there. So I'm just going to sink in. A little lighter, huh? Is that a Charlie horse or is that?
Sword.
Yeah, I feel it. Relax your foot if you would. Here you go. I'm just going to be more gentle. I'm not going to lean in quite as much. If you need more pressure, stack over. But we're just going to...
How's it on your back here? It's weird, like for us, I'm like, I don't know.
So when you want to do more, face, always shoot your guns toward what you're working, right? And so think with your hand, that would be something more you'd want to do with your foot, right? You get your hands getting near the groin, it's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, sure.
So look, stand like this. And right here at the top, you want to use your arch, yeah. And just lean in. No stepping, just lean.
That's crazy because it feels like I'm literally doing nothing.
Absolutely.
And you're like, that's great. I'm like, really?
And see, now you're using your toes. Just do realize that we are working on men. So there are things, but they're that way. So you keep your foot, even on a woman, right? There's things there that are protected. If your partner wants a little more, just lean in like this. Because the way that this area works, you want to kind of like hold the compressions, right? Let the body release. I'm going to reach down with, touch the calf.
So, well, it's more about you have to, if you go this way,
Yeah.
you can put more pressure, and if you go this way, you can put sort of a gentler pressure.
Edges are sharp. Heel is sharp.
So, the more, I might not be seeing you. Oh, yeah. Okay, so, the blade
Mhm.
and then the arch.
Uh-huh.
is
The blade.
working. My brain's all melting.
Tight. Pressure okay?
You have a melty brain over here. What do you need someone to help? That makes sense because this is sharp.
I'm going to let Taryn do her thing. I'm going to come back down to my knees and just kind of finish up this leg here. I'm using princess pressure. Trying to stop torturing Cody. You doing okay, Cody? Okay.
You know, that's that spot in my leg. Were you using your hand or your finger? That's so
So isn't it crazy? We just did 2 30-minute trades. I think we're right there at the 30-minute mark. And I mean, I've been doing this for an hour. So for me, doing a lot of palm pressing, yes, my hands are starting to feel a little sore and tired here. If I wasn't teaching people that had never done this, I'd be using my feet a little bit more and be off my hands. But not bad. You know, I did an hour of foot massage and I feel great. I could do more. I don't want to, but I could. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you were able to learn a couple things to kind of add into your life to help your partner, help your friend, roommate, get you a little foot massage. But please feel free to drop us in the comments if you have any ideas of some things you would like in the future for us to feature. But thank you so much for joining us. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Happy Thanksgiving.